consciousness and kayaking. So this morning I had this whole plan of what I thought I was going to talk about, and this came through. So we are shifting gears, and this is going to be really, really insightful. So stick through this whole video, because the two stories that I'm going to share in regards to kayaking, I went kayaking the other night, are literally going to help you understand more about consciousness, more about other people, and give you some real practical tips and tools that you can implement into your day, especially in activity. So I'm going to give you your homework right away, and that is I'm going to challenge you to think of something that you can do, or maybe you already do, and you can use what I'm sharing in this video to apply to expanding your consciousness in regards to that activity. So I went kayaking the other night. I love to kayak. Do I get to go very often? Unfortunately, no, I don't. I would love to go more often, but I don't. And most people approach an activity as just an activity, a form of exercise, a form of social connection. Some people have viewed kayaking as also a form of meditation. All of those things are great. There is nothing wrong with all of those things. Those things are, however, just kind of surface level. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So what happened was, first, the tour guide that gave the tour for the kayaking, she was amazing. This is nothing negative about her. And it's actually more societal in terms of what I'm going to be sharing. And she was, as she's doing the tour, she's talking about looking for certain things that are more of a wow factor. And I'm using my own words there. So she's talking about looking for manatees, looking for dolphins, looking for big fish, looking for different birds in the trees. And she's saying these things like over and over and over during the 2-hour kayak tour. And what I picked up on from that, first of all, is people in businesses that have expectations from their clients or customers, they start to develop a PTSD if those expectations are not met. And we have dealt with this within our business, Good Karma Sport Fishing, when my husband runs a charter. So last year, I realized this. I realized he was having PTSD from people if they did not do or catch exactly what they thought they should catch, which is likely based on an expectation from social media. And likely based on an expectation that is false from social media, because pictures can be manipulated, trip recaps can be manipulated. There's so many influencers out there on YouTube that, you know, you have no idea how many times they fished before they put that video together, and all of a sudden it looks all perfect. It's not really like actual reality, right? So I could feel that she was like kind of on this page, that she's likely had kayak tours where things just weren't as like crazy in terms of things like showing up, right? Not every kayak tour is going to have dolphins swimming by you. And so she kept bringing it up and bringing it up. What ended up happening is Melinda here went into 3D self and was like, ooh, dear universe, what can I see that's really cool? What can I see that's really cool? Show us something cool. Show the group something cool. Meaning dolphins, manatees, birds, big fish, all of that, right? So I was doing that for a little bit, maybe like a couple minutes. And all of a sudden this message came to me that said, Melinda, this is all really cool. All of this is really cool. And I had the universe slap me in the face that, yes, all of this kayak experience was really cool. So I had to take a deep breath and was like, yep, I appreciate all of these things about nature. I appreciate just being outside, that it wasn't raining, that we could take the tour, because it was windy, which I'll get to in a minute, but it was still doable. I appreciated all the mangroves. We did see some really cool birds. I saw some little tiny bait fish, and we have to be so appreciative for little tiny bait fish, because if we didn't have little tiny bait fish, we wouldn't have big fish. Super important. Hi. Food chain, biology class, 3rd grade, right? So taking a moment and just stopping, listening to that voice, and then going, oh, yep, I need to listen, and adjusting my behavior without guilt or shame. No guilt or shame, very important. I just expanded my own consciousness. A simple, simple thing. I was present. I was aware of what the kayak instructor was doing. Yes, I got sucked into her matrix. That happens. I'm sharing these things as a mentor. These all happen to us. But then I got myself out, right? I listened to the voice that said, Melinda, all of this is really cool. And I took a moment and shifted. And again, so important. No guilt or shame. No guilt or shame. I just was like, nope, I'm going to shift. So the activity itself, this is what's important. The activity itself opens up your awareness. So often people think, this is so common now, especially now with, again, all of this personal development, all of the tools that we have out there as far as teachers and people not realizing what they're talking about. The tool is just the tool that brings in the other things. It's just the tool. So the tool doesn't really bring the magic. The magic happens from using the tool and then having the consciousness around what can happen and what you see, right? So I actually think it's pretty magical that I heard the voice that said, Melinda, all of this is really cool. That's magic in itself. Like, hello. And then seeing all the other things with fresh eyes, right? And then that kayak tour, like that actual kayaking, like the actual activity, opens up more conscious awareness, like down the road, the next day, yesterday, today, all the things. It's a tool that opens up even more for you in terms of your intuition, following those voices, and bringing that into your awareness. It all goes together. It all goes together. The second thing that happened was it was windy, as I mentioned. It was really windy. And when I got to the kayak location, I was like, oh, it's windy, but I'm going to have a great day. It's going to be really good. Everything's going to be fine. So on the way back, we had to make a round of a corner, and it was whitecaps. It was like wind against tide, as stuff my husband would say. Like the current was ripping, and I'm just by myself in a solo kayak. I haven't kayaked probably for about 1.5 years. And I was like, oh, am I going to get this? And what I did was I asked the universe for help. I asked the universe for help. And my mind was, stay the course, stay the course. You got this. Stay the course, stay the course. You got this. Stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. You got this. And I asked for help. Stay the course, you got this. So was I the fastest getting around the corner? No, I wasn't. I think I was last. But I got around the corner, and I was by myself in a solo kayak. What ended up happening after that was it was kind of smooth paddling to the shore. Smooth paddling to the shore, right? My consciousness around this entire experience, with going around the corner with the wind against the tide and the current, and then the smoothness, is actually, that's just life. That's just life. That is life. So I can see with my own conscious awareness how kayaking is just life. It's just life. So you have these like really rocky moments that you're just like, oh, am I going to get this? Oh, you can ask for help and then just stay the course. Stay the course. Stay the course. You got this. Stay the course. And then you get through it and you're like, it's not so bad. I got there. So I got to the shore, pulled up my kayak. And again, the super nice tour guide was like, next time it won't be so windy. Next time it won't be so windy. And I just looked at her because honestly, I was like, it was fine. It was fine. And I would do it again. I would do it again through the wind. So let me know in the comments. I would love to know if you have a similar experience, if this helps you reflect. It expands your consciousness around an experience that you had, whether it's story number 1, story number 2, or the whole thing. This is my mini masterclass. This is my gift. If you wish to work one-on-one, we take this and we take this further. We take this further because we actually can talk back and forth. We can put together a plan. We can apply it in your business, in your life. And we take these little mini master classes to the next level. So my website is melindavanfleet.com. Enjoy all the other videos out there. This may be like 30. I don't know. I'm not trying to overwhelm people. I know that happens, but I have quite a few. So check them out. And I would appreciate to see that you subscribed, liked, commented, and shared. That would be amazing. Or at least one of those 4, right? Have a great day. Bye.